thank you for joining me on this journey. If you'd like to know what you can expect on day 26 of your cycle, stay tuned. So on day 26 for me, my symptoms, I'm definitely bloated today. Noticed definitely some cramping and abdominal pain. As far as the other symptoms like the PMS, moodiness and crankiness, not so much, which is a good thing. It's tapering down. Like I said, it's an average 27-day cycle for me. So my PMS symptoms are definitely coming to an end. Hopefully in 2 days, if the prediction is right, I will be menstruating. So day 26 is going well. We're out in the art district of Houston, just enjoying the weather, good food, and being out in nature. It's so rejuvenating. It's good to connect with nature and be in this element, especially during this cycle, this point in the menstrual cycle. Also, I mentioned the abdominal pain. It's more cramping on this traffic. So other than that, I have no other symptoms to report. But what can you guys expect on day 26 of your cycle? Stay tuned. My daughter got her some new glasses today. I think I like these on me. What you think? So I forgot one thing to mention on day 26 for me. I did notice just a little bit of, I guess I'm breaking out just a little bit of acne in the face, and that tend to usually happen right before menstrual. It'll be either like chest acne or facial acne. And I said that because it leads me to one of the symptoms of what you guys can expect in day 26 of your menstrual cycle. So again, the estrogen levels are pretty much low at this point, and lower estrogen can bring about those type of inflammatory responses, and like you will notice like eczema and acne, irritable bowel syndrome. Those type of symptoms are flaring up around this time, and that's due to low estrogen. Also, with day 26, your progesterone levels are beginning to decrease, and with decreased progesterone, the uterine lining is preparing to shed. Some of you may already be in that period. Well, depending on your cycle, again, I'm averaging 27 days. So for me, it's usually day 28, which is day 1, that I begin to shed that lining. So also, your body's cramping up. You may have experienced a little bit of cramping of your uterus, and that's just preparing the body to, is helping to expel, in a sense, that lining, helping to get rid of that lining. Your body, it's excess, it's in the way. So again, because the estrogen is very low at this point, it's gonna cause a lot of those PMS symptoms. And as I mentioned before, not all women experience bad menstrual cycles. And just depending on your average cycle and how many days you average in your menstrual cycle, for most women, it's gonna be around day 26 that it's the peak of those premenstrual symptoms, and that includes, and when I say those symptoms, I'm more so talking about the mood changes, those really significant changes. And I'm realizing maybe I shouldn't put so much highlight on the mood disturbances, because others, they really experience a lot of pain and discomfort depending on their situation, whether they are experiencing fibroids, whether they have cysts on the uterus, or all sorts of ailments. So maybe I shouldn't put too much emphasis on on the actual like mood changes, because for a lot of women, those premenstrual symptoms, they vary from woman to woman. So whatever it is that you usually deal with in your menstrual cycle, as far as those PMS symptoms, you should expect those symptoms to begin to decrease or subside. And with the uterine cramping, what's going on is your body has produced what we call prostaglandins, and those are hormones that help to contract. Your body contracts, so your body's trying to expel that uterus, the lining that it created or built up. So the cramping is usually it's suspected around this time. And I personally don't experience a whole lot of cramping, but when I do, it's usually the day, either the day right before or the day of my menstrual cycle. So ladies, I hope your symptoms are also beginning to wind down, and you're anticipating your menstrual flow. Many of us do not look forward to the bleeding or the menstruation, and personally over time I've grown to accept it, even more prefer it in some instances, more because of the moods. I'm usually in a better mood. My libido is usually up, which is weird. I honestly sometimes prefer it because I'm not experiencing a lot of the mood shifts and pain and all the things that comes with the fluctuation of hormones. I know some of the reasons many women, would prefer not to bleed, and I think it just goes into your lifestyle, right? It depends on your lifestyle and the activities that you're involved in. Like if you're a professional athlete, or you're a model, or you work in situations where it's not very ideal for you to be having to change, your feminine products out, and having to deal with the stress and the cleanup and the hygiene. I understand a lot of women don't look forward to menstruation for those reasons, and which is why I use a menstrual cup. I am going to review later on the benefits of a menstrual cup. However, for me, it's a game changer. It's definitely a life changer having the use of a menstrual cup. I no longer buy pads or tampons, and I don't have the need to. And it's definitely, there's a learning curve to it. I'll get into it later. But for a lot of women, the inconvenience of a period is usually what makes them consider it a curse. But really, if you're interested in trying out the menstrual cup, go ahead and Google it. Like I said, I'm going to make a video about it. There's a whole lot on them, or there's already a ton of videos out teaching women how to use the cup. But I'll share my perspective, my favorite techniques and folding techniques, and my hygiene practices. And I really want you guys to be encouraged and use this, not only be encouraged, but also find a way to see the blessings in being a woman, being able to menstruate and create life, and not so much looking at the menstrual cycle as a curse. And that for you may be a game changer as well. So that's it, ladies. Join me for day 27. If you're on day 27 tomorrow, join me in this journey. And hopefully for me, that's it. It's a wrap. And hopefully I start on time. So ladies, I hope this has been helpful and you found some of the information relatable. And I will see you guys on day 27.